free anything or anyone. It does not even mean that. To proclaim something means to say it out loud. To emancipate something is meaning that even though you are incompetent, I'm going to let you walk around like you are. If it was really slavery, and they was really freeing slaves, there would have never been a proclamation or a declaration. It would have been either by act of Congress, it would have been congressional order, it would have been Supreme Court rule, it would have been executive order. These are the standards of law in this country. That any and all persons, which is a legal term, which you should say any and all humans, held in bondage, are hereby liberated from any form of bondage or oppression. That would be what you would call freeing a slave. That's what freeing a slave would be. But what you don't know is that the term slave means Slav, indicating those people of the Yugoslavia, what they call Slavic Rovenia, that area. And those people were what Adolf Hitler called the Aryan race. Now, he told them that he was trying to kill off the Jews, and he told them that he was trying to breed the Aryan race. Let me tell y'all what he was doing. What we call Aryans that Hitler was talking about, the Slavs, the people of the Yugoslavia, Swedes, these people came here to assist the cleanup. They came here by order of something called Ashtar Command. Then you had another group that had both dark-skinned and light-skinned travelers, and they called the Procyones from the place of Procyon. And they came in to assist with the cleanup. So when you see all of the people all of the demons that Solomon is commissioning to build his temple, the temple of man, it's the genetic cleanup. You will find that they all have a different role, a different job, a different part of the cleanup. They're going to tell you what genetic defect is there. That's that demon, what they call a demon, one of the demons, the spirits that Solomon is controlling, is the out of order signature of the DNA. And so this codon has to have a ruler. So then they ask him, what angel restricts you? The angel that he speak of is, it's not really a being outside of itself. He's talking about what ray of light would heal this defect. So that the angel has to tell him, or the demon has to tell him what angel or what order. You gotta keep the mind, order is very necessary. Order. So what order of angel are you under? The order or the restriction or the rule come from this angel. It tells you right there in the judgments of Solomon why he's commissioning them to build the temple. All right, now, this genetic cleanup and this genetic mess, you can see when you look at the annals of the American so-called slaves, you'll see that they were, the slave master was raping the women, making babies by them, raping the babies, making more babies by them. Now, this is the most vile thing. If you would have went to Africa, get a couple more invites in here. So I'm gonna briefly go over my notes from yesterday that we were reading the signs in invites. And when I go over my notes, I'm gonna briefly describe what y'all looking at and recap some of yesterday's information so that you'll be able to see it, what I'm talking about, a little bit clearer today than if I just jump straight into the topic. So, the Red Lodge, the Five, the Bloods, the Stones, this side of the family told me the role the black stone. So I go to the book and say, where is the rolling of the stone at? And I found it in Matthew 28:2. And if you go to Matthew 28:2, which I'm going to go to that in a minute and show it to y'all. I'm almost done with the invites. And then I'm going to grab this ink pen. And I'm going to do this while y'all look. All I got right now is the Bible and the baddest monkey man you can come up with. That's all I got right now. So that's what we finna use. We finna use one verse out of the Bible to tie everything I told y'all together a little bit tighter. It's already proven, right? All the sayings exhausted. It's already proven. So now I'm gonna pull out this good book. I'm gonna flip my camera so y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna go to Matthew 28:2. This is the keys. Now remember I told y'all this ain't no regular book. It's here for a reason. And then all them preachers been lying to y'all. I'm going to show y'all the correct way that we use the book in the sacred temples. I'm going the wrong way. So I go to Matthew. Oh, that's Mark. Now I'm going to point out some stuff when I get here. Okay, we have Matthew 28:2. See it right. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat up on it. Now, the first thing I wanted to point out is the verse 28:2. Now, you got these two twos is telling me that this is the feminine master number. Then we got the maiden right here. Now, because this is the feminine aspect and raising the divine feminine, this would represent in your card deck the 8 of hearts. When it's accompanied by the 22, this means that the 8 of hearts, the young maiden, is being guided by a master. In this case, a female master. Because the women master guide the young maidens, and the male masters raise the men. So this is a female master right here raising the maiden. So now what do I have to do with this? Right? Rolling the black stone. Now I told y'all that, yesterday that the stone that the builder rejected became the chief cornerstone. Now, a couple things I didn't touch on yesterday, which brings us to why we got to roll the stone today. It's not that the information wasn't there. It's just that follow procedures. All right, here I showed y'all yesterday that this was my mother, right? And that this was a master. But I never addressed the young maiden, right? But these two are two different sides of the family. See the colon? But they both are working with the young maiden in some form or fashion. But through these three females, this man can raise himself to this level. Self-raised master. All of these things have to work in a certain harmony. So now, as I roll the Blackstone, let's do a recap of yesterday. We went from Daniel 2:33, where it was saying that the stone was hewn without hands. What stone? And based off what we knew, we came up with the Black Peace Stone, the Black Stone. Black Stone Rangers in Chicago, Black Peace Stone in the Quran. And I showed y'all my mother's Vice Lord connection over here, right? And the 5-point star being under the nation of, and they got an alliance with the Stones, they brothers under the 5, right? And so her Vice Lord, she was the highest ranking Vice Lord.
right? So then, on the other side, I had to identify who this master was in my book of life. I identified her as being the one controlling the cat's paw, the Leo, the young lioness, which is represented by the Queen of Hearts in your deck, right? Now remember, 8 is infinity. So in order for this master to be this stone, I had to show y'all the 3 G's, which is the perfected man, 777. Now I have to show you 3 5s that becomes a unifying factor. Under the 3 5s, I have to produce 3 matriarchs or 3 M's. Now, this is how I'm going to show you how I go. So, first I told you that my mama was the 11 yesterday. In ancient Egypt, those are 2 A's in the English alphabet. In ancient Egypt, you have this. It's called Aya. But by linguistics of tongue in the Hebrew or Semitic language, in the Arabic or Aramaic, it becomes al. And in the Hebrew, it becomes el. Now remember, I told y'all that the key was passed to my angel Bay. And he is the one who is the mufti of the L's, right? So now we back in the Stone Nation. This is how we get to roll the stone. Now, I have to produce 3 matriarchs that are represented over here, right? Now, the 3 matriarchs are going to be her guides. This one, the young maiden. They're going to be her guides. So this is the hard part. So, first thing I do, now you know we rolling the stone. The L represents God, according to translation into English. Now, watch what happened with the 22. The 2s become the letter B, right? That's the B. The B, when you separate them, becomes 13. Think MS-13, okay? So now we got 2 13s. These are very, very powerful women right here. There's 2 13s. Okay, so now I need another female that represents the 11. On the mirror angle, which means that's guiding the young maiden. So on my side, it would be my mother, but on her side, it would be somebody else, right? Now, watch what happens. The 13s or the B's are also 8s. So this is how you knew that they were talking about a high-ranking female woman, because the B is the 8. Now, what do we have next? We have 13, 13, 13. So I lay it out like this because we're talking about 3 women of high position, the highest being L. All right? So now, what is the 13 representative of in English? In the alphabet, this is an M. This is an M. And this is an M. So now we're talking about 3 M's. Now, in my book of life, I identified that by reflection, W was M, and I identified who it was that was wielding the cat's paw, right? That was easy. Once I found the cat's paw, it just took a matter of process of elimination. I identified that one. But now there was another 2 M's here that I couldn't account for, right? So when I look at it, when I got the three sevens are identified. The 3 sevens are identified, right? So we know what the 3 sevens is. Now, using Masonic code, I have to find out who all 3 of them are. Now, keep going. The young maiden, which here represents Leo, right? Because in the book of life, I showed y'all yesterday that on the Sephirah, the lower right where the woman was Leo. And this was the man, which was the Scorpio, right? So now, this one, which was already identified in the book of life as being a master, I had to identify one more. So, this M was concealed beneath a W, right? That means that the lower M's would have to remain upright. What was the common denominator? The symbol for U of M. The symbol for the U of M. So both of these are connected by University of Michigan. And I found that one of them was a Father Isis. That got my attention. And then I already knew that the lion was Solomon fell in love with a jinn, right? And then we had the master up here, the old crone, as they call her, who was pulling the strings. Now, in order for Scorpio over here has to have a connection. Now remember, my name Morpheus, Mysticus, Magus, right? Transform the master into the magician. In other words, raise the female, raise the divine feminine, bring the Leo up, raise the love energy, and it'll balance out this energy. So Patricia was the name that gave me Pater Isis. Pater means father, but Isis is the queen of heaven and earth. This is an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron that gets my attention. Right? So now I had to find what this means. This is the Catholic Church. This is the false Pope's seat. The Pope is sitting in the seat of Mother Isis as the Black Madonna. He is the Pater. Peter, upon this rock. Peter, upon this rock, I will build my house. That was some bullshit. That was the takeover. The Black Madonna is Isis. Francis, the talking mule, sits in the seat as Pater. So now, go back to the beginning. We was rolling this stone. What stone? The almighty black pea stone. Pea stone. Remember yesterday I told y'all the P was significant. The P was significant. Right? Now, I had to go back to the literature because when we lay it out, I have to be able to make all these dots connect. All these dots got to connect. But if you look, you see G is the 7th letter made. P was the key. Remember I told you, my angel bay left with the key. And the key was the P. And the P was because of the pattern, which told me who the Pope was. When I discovered in my book of life, and I told y'all what the 666 was. This telling me that the Pope is the beast, right? And the beasts need to be unseated. So now I got